Your attention, please.
I wanted to do this video for a while, so I'm finally getting around to doing it. And it's about touch controls for games. I'm really not big on touch controls. And it's not that I have a problem with the games themselves. So some people don't like games that you get on these types of devices because they don't consider them real games. And I think that's kind of silly. I mean, Pac-Man was on. I had Pac-Man on here. And Pac-Man's, of course, is a real game. I mean, the games you can get here are definitely can be more sophisticated than what I would have played, 30 years ago. But what I played 30 years ago, I still consider a game. So it's not that I don't consider what is available on here games. I'm just not big on the touch control aspect. It works good for some games, specifically games like the Unblock Me game or Sudoku, where you don't actually require a lot of motion on the screen. So games with more of a puzzle aspect to them, but not so much for action games. I think part of it is I miss the tactile sensation of actually having buttons to press. One of the reasons I got rid of that Pac-Man game is you had a little thumbstick controller at the bottom, but I would easily lose my positioning on where my thumb was, and I just didn't find the controls as responsive. So there's that tactile sensation that I miss. There's the responsiveness that I miss, but also there's just the fact that, my fingers feel like they're in the way of what I'm supposed to be looking at. Technically they're not on top of the characters, but they're still like there in my field of view, and it's just something that adds to my dislike for them. Some games do work better than others, but given the choice, I think I'll always take an actual controller in my hand. Take a game like this. How annoying would it be if every time I needed to use the controller, this would pop up in my field of view? I know it's not exactly the same thing, but I think you get the point that I'm trying to make. Like having something constantly in my face that's just kind of there in the corner, enough to distract me. At least with motion controls, that's not my preference either, but you're generally not in the way of yourself. But when it comes to touch screens, well, I guess I'm just old, and I like having a controller.